Was there ever a beginning for hurt? I feel it was always there. It was often there in absentia, but even the good times are often just a cover for hurt. It's only poetry which gives us the courage to face it the way it is to be faced, with truth. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. Living tragedy forward. I haven't healed for a while, and I think I have forgotten what normal is. Tell me, love, I see you come less often and find you in a hurry when I call. I thought you'd hold my hand, ease my coming from the land of the dead. Where have you been, if not here? You call me mine, but in absentia. I wonder if it's the enormity of bad times which weighs you down by its mere thought, or is life too onerous, as it were, to be further burdened by a tired soul? I really don't want much from you, a shoulder, a presence, a call, when there's so much change that life rots, a reaffirmation that you are here. Life has changed as it stood before. There's little to do but endure. I know days have to be lived forward. Why do I keep looking back at you? I know days have to be lived forward. Why do I keep looking back at you? There's nothing like tragedy to make us feel dreadfully alone. The particularities of what afflicts us is so personal that very few can find ways to hold us together as we fall apart. We seek the shoulder of those whose contours and smells are familiar and make our desolation feel less lonely. But often their presence is merely a body to hold on to, even as we tear up inside. So paradoxically, if there is anything which exacerbates the implosion, it is the non-presence of the one we expect to be beside us as we disintegrate. Because what could be more devastating than not having a loved one whose mere presence lights us up to be not there to hold us up? One can travel across the globe in multiple hours. There's no office, no binding, no power, except probably deep illness which could or should hold a loved one back. And in that absence lies the deepest cut, because human beings are tactile, and sorrow requires presence, and hurt can build upon tragedy. We shrink inside when love gives intimations of deserting us, particularly when it still hasn't deserted our hearts. However much we find ourselves self-sufficient and centered, we are special when people find us so. We are the validations we receive. We are the unexpected call. We are the sidelong glance. We are the deer caught in someone's glance. We are the unplanned trip. We are the early morning lovemaking. Our life is often full because of the smallest gifts. When we are denied those, our lives shrink into decimal places and our tragedy multiplies.
This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. If you enjoyed this poem, rate it on Spotify or leave a comment on Apple Podcast. And I have a lovely newsletter called The Uncuts, which is like a Sunday dollop of warmth and fun and beauty. Subscribe to it. The link is in the show notes. And if you loved this episode, please do share it with someone you love. See you next week.